Good day, my audience. Previously, we did something about the rank of a matrix. We were able to obtain the rank of a particular matrix last in our previous work. Now we also have another matrix. I also want to get the rank of the matrix P. Using the same process, what do we do here? We are going to put this matrix in upper triangular form, that is in echelon form. And in doing that, we are going to see that some rows may be 0. Those rows that are not 0 are not among the rows that we need. So we count the number of rows that are not 0, and that is the rank of the matrix. The number of non-zero rows becomes the rank of the matrix. Now, we are going to start by row reducing this matrix. Since it is already well placed and well set, we have 1 up there. So with this 1 there, we can eliminate this and make it 0, make this one 0, make this one 0. That is the numbers under 1, under that coefficient 1. Once we make here and here 0, we see the situation of the other numbers and see what we can do from there. Now, we are going to perform 3 row operations here. The first one, we are going to perform, this is arrow 3, this is arrow 2, sorry, this is arrow 4, arrow 3, arrow 2, and here we have arrow 1. So I'm going to perform a number of row operations, about 3 row operations first, and see the situation of the matrix. First, we are going to have arrow 4 is equal to arrow 4 minus 4 arrow 1, using arrow 1 as a leading row. We're also going to perform arrow 3 to be equal to arrow 3 minus this arrow 3. The first coefficient there is 2. So we have 2 arrow 1. All right, the last operation, arrow 2 is equals to arrow 2. The leading coefficient is 3, so we have 3 arrow 1. Now, if we perform these operations, we're going to have, let's perform the operations on the other side of the board. Now, we have arrow 4, which is 4, 1, 10. And then we have 4 arrow 1, that is 4 here. Here is 12. 4 here is 24. So when I subtract this, I'm going to have, first of all, here is 1, 3, 6. Okay. For this one, when I subtract, I'll have 0. For arrow 4, when I subtract, I have minus 11. When I subtract, I have minus 14. Okay. Now, that is for arrow 4. Let's take care of arrow 3. Arrow 3 is 2 minus 5 minus 2. And then 2 arrow 1. 2 arrow 1 is 2 here is 2. 2 here is 6. 2 here is 12. And then when we subtract this, we have 0 here. Minus 5 minus 6 is minus 11. Minus 2 minus 12 is minus 14. We have this. Then the second row, we have arrow 2, which is 3 minus 2, 4. And then we have 4 arrow 1. Sorry. This is the one we are interested in. 3 arrow 1. 3 arrow 1 is 3. 3 here is 9. 3 here is 18. All right, so let's subtract that. 3 minus 3 is 0. Minus 2 minus 9 is minus 11. 4 minus 18 is minus 14. Wow, so what do we have here? We have the first row is distinct, but the last 3 rows are the same. So because of that, we can take the second row as the leading row. These other ones are dependent on this one. This is a dependent what? Vector. So what we're going to do now is to eliminate this and this. Okay, so we're going to have a number of two operations. We have arrow 3. This is arrow 3. We are changing arrow 3 and arrow 4. Okay, so arrow 3 is equals to arrow 3 minus arrow 2. And also we have arrow 4. These are the two operations we are going to do. Arrow 4 is arrow 4 minus arrow 2. Using arrow 2 as a main row. These other ones are going to dissolve out. So when we do that, we are going to have this. First of all, we have 1, 3, 6. Secondly, when this one is subtracted from this, okay? Sorry. When this arrow 2 is subtracted from what? Arrow 3. We have minus 11 minus minus 11 will give us, this here is already 0, minus 11, minus 14, sorry. This one is constant. Arrow 2 is constant, so we write it out. Then we are now using arrow 2 to subtract from arrow 3 to obtain a new row here. So this will give us 0. That is 0 minus 0 is 0. Minus 11 minus minus 11 is 0. Minus 14 minus minus 14 is 0. The same thing happens here for arrow 4 equals to arrow 4 minus arrow 2. 0 minus 0 will give us 0. Minus 11 minus minus 11 will give us 0. Minus 14 minus minus 14 is what? 0. Now, how many rows are zeros here? We have 2 0 rows. So, it's only 2 rows that are not 0 rows. Therefore, we have 2 non-zero rows only. The rank of B is equal to 2. Why? Because we have only 2 rows that are not 0 rows. And we have 2 pivots. 1 and what? Minus 11. Therefore, the rank of B is equals to